Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Imperial Guard as we get into the Kasrkin. I'm surprised we haven't created a video for this. This was a viewer request, so if you guys have any more requests, just please comment down below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Kasrkin. The Kasrkin are elite troops of the Astra Militarum, and are dedicated to the security of the fortress world of Cadia, from which they hail.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Their name comes from the title of the fortress cities of Cadia, which are called Khazars in the native Cadian dialect of Low Gothic. The Cadian shock troops are already known throughout the Imperium as a highly skilled and disciplined force, so the ranks of the Kasrkin are truly amongst the best of the best in the Imperial Guard. Many potential recruits for the Kasrkin are chosen at a young age when they are still serving as White Shields or no recruits in the Cadian Planetary Defense Force within the Cadian Youth Army. Those who are chosen must first prove themselves in the shock troops and become hardened veterans before they are guided to the Kasrkin. Their training is more than a match for that provided to the elite Imperial Stormtroopers, and they are utterly dedicated to the preservation of Cadia, whereas Imperial Stormtroopers are indoctrinated to provide for the defense of the entire Imperium of Man. Punishing regimes of additional training in the harshest war zones tempers each Kasrkin into a hardened fighter who is capable of facing the horrors of battle. To serve in the Kasrkin is a great honor, for they are amongst the finest troops in the Imperium. However, much is expected of such warriors. The Kasrkin are constantly placed in the fiercest fighting, sent into battle against deadly foes, and relied upon to act above and beyond the call of duty in the Emperor's name. The role of valor for the Kasrkin is long and well respected, for they are warriors of exceptional courage. Many times the tide of battle has been turned by the precious firepower and iron discipline of the Kasrkin. Kasrkin are highly trained in the use of numerous heavy weapons, and are entrusted with special equipment of high quality and rare craftsmanship, such as their hail guns and hotshot lasguns, which are much more powerful versions of the normal lasgun used by regular guardsmen. They wear carapace armor and helmets sealed for the hazardous environments. Their armor also deflects and absorbs incoming projectiles far better than standard Imperial flak armor. Kasrkin are also given minor biological modifications to allow them to move quickly despite heavier gear. Kasrkin sergeants often wield rare and powerful equipment more commonly used by Imperial Guard officers, such as a power sword and a hotshot las pistol. The Kasrkin often carry special weapons suited to their assault role on the battlefield, and exceptional marksmanship, including plasma guns, melta-guns, grenade launchers, and flamers. True to their nature as grenadiers, the Kasrkin carry both frag grenades and crack grenades, and are extensively trained in the use of these weapons. Some chronicles amongst the tactical Imperiales have recorded a number of difficult firefights in the Kasrkin's history that were resolved by the creative application of these grenades. The Kasrkin also have an ethos of duty and honor that is impressive for members of the Imperial Guard, who are usually far more interested simply in staying alive. Whereas the standard Stormtrooper is looked down upon by many different regiments of Imperial Guardsmen for their elite status, the Kasrkin are looked upon with great favor among the standard regiments of the Cadian shock troops. They were the elite warriors of the Imperial Guard who fought against the forces of chaos, and led the charge in the defense of Cadia from the chaotic forces of Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade. To be a Kasrkin is to hold a position of honor, and all the Cadian recognize this truth, and the role they play in the defending of their world. Their honor and valor is not held to Cadia. Such was the case when General Stern of the 412th Cadian Shock Troop Regiment made a special appeal to Lord Castellan of Cadia to include several groups of Kasrkin in his command. After much consideration, this rare request was granted, based strongly upon Stern's battle honors and superlative records as an Imperial Guard officer. A born leader and formidable fighter, Stern believed that the true duty of the Imperial Guard was to die standing and fighting against the Imperium's foes. The general was admired by his fellow officers for his incredible bravery. Stern often went into battle directly alongside his troops, an uncommon trait in many men of his exalted rank. It was the general's preference to assign squads of Kasrkin as his bodyguards. This was the role that the Kasrkin deemed fitting, for Stern was so often to be found at the heart of most furious battles. Stern's orders were to proceed to the ice world of Loren 5 and recover a fallen Imperator-class battle titan, bearing the name Dominatus. Once a world governed by the Imperium of Man, Loren 5 had been invaded and laid waste by two inimical forces. The first of these was the Blood Legion of Khorne Chaos Space Marine Warband, commanded by Lord Cruel, a savage Chaos champion of Khorne. The second group of invaders consisted of an Orc Wall, led by a massive war boss named Gorguts Edunter. Together these two forces dominated much of the planet, each battling against each other in a savage conflict. However, when the 412th Cadian Shock Troop Regiment arrived on Loren 5, Lord Cruel and Gorguts ended the fighting between their forces and forged a rough and uneasy alliance against their common foes. Soon after his arrival at the fortress capital city of Talinor, General Stern learned that another challenger for control of the planet had appeared, the Eldar, guided by the devious Farseer, Taldir. Faced with constant attacks from the Orcs and the Chaos Space Marines, Stern and Taldir reluctantly chose to work together in order to survive. With the timely support of Taldir's Eldar aspect warriors, Stern drove the Orcs and Chaos Space Marines back in a series of blitzing advances. Imperial records are not entirely clear about the details of Stern's campaign on Loren 5, but all agree that without the Kasrkin, no victory could have been possible. Time and again, the Kasrkin were sent forward into the vanguard of the Imperial Guard assault, and time and again, the foe was sent reeling back. But of course, this didn't come without a mounting cost. Casualties amongst the Kasrkin were staggering, especially in the decisive conflict to secure the Titan. The Kasrkin's superior firepower and training counted for naught against the tide of inhuman horrors springing forth from beneath the planet's frozen surface. The final assault pitted merciless aliens against the Kasrkin discipline, and the discipline held. The few survivors of Loren 5 tell a grim tale. According to these after-action reports, General Stern and his men were betrayed by the Eldar in the end, and cut down in a hail of shuriken fire. The Farseer's deceit cost the Imperial Guard forces dearly. The 412th Cadian Shock Troop Regiment was driven from the planet, and the Titan declared lost. To this day, the banner of the 412th bears a black ribbon to mark this defeat. And those were 40 facts on the Kasrkin. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. It really helps out the channel when you do so, and we really appreciate it. So please, if you like our videos, don't forget to share. The Kasrkin are an awesome unit. Their color scheme is extremely just badass looking. It would be difficult to actually paint a lot of straight lines, but I'm sure if you want to just add in like a couple elite units, or sorry, like 1 or 2 units, because they are elite units, then it would be easy for you to paint these. Especially now that Cadia is gone, it would be just like the remnants of whatever was left over in Cadia. Maybe there was a regiment that was out of world when Cadia was destroyed, and now you have them in your army, and it's just 1 unit. But other than that, I mean, Kasrkin are just basically Tempestus Scions. Really badass unit. This was a viewer request, like I said. You guys requested this a while back. It was like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been able to, like, I've been gone for a while. So now that I'm back, I'm reviewing all those comments and just picking out suggestions. We read the suggestions every single day, so make sure to suggest down in the comment section below, because we do look at that and base our videos on your suggestions. Now, of course, some suggestions take a lot more time than others. This was a quick one that I could just push out now that I'm back. But of course, don't hesitate to ask us what video you want, and we would love to make it for you. I've been trying to make the timeline of Warhammer 40K for the longest time now. I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out the whole when the Chaos Gods were born, because I don't know if it's fantasy creeping in, but yeah, any request, no matter how large it may be, just request and we'll try to create a video for you. And then if we don't create the video for you soon, don't lose hope. Keep commenting, because we are reading it, or we might just be working on it or something like that. If you guys like our content and you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. It's the best way for you guys to support us. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, sharing, it really helps out the channel, like I said before. And yeah, thanks for everything, guys. I hope to see some badass looking Tempestus Scion Kasrkin units, shock troop units. If you guys haven't yet, follow us on Instagram. I'm going to be posting on Instagram a lot more. I'm painting my army. And like I told you guys either earlier this video or in previous videos, I have a Tempestus Scion unit, or multiple units that I'm actually converting with like dwarf pieces from Age of Sigmar. They're not called dwarves. I forget what they're called. But they're like the steampunk looking dwarfs. So I'm like kit bashing and painting and everything. It's kind of hard, so I ask for suggestions every now and then on Instagram. So jump on over to Instagram and follow us, just so that you can have a quicker communication pathway for us, and then you can give me some pointers as to how I'm doing with the kit bashing and how I'm doing with painting. But again, so right now I'm working on my Skitari and the kit bashing of the Tempestus Scions. So jump on over to Instagram and follow us there. Thanks for all the support, guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.